What's up, everybody? This is Real Talk Football, and I'm your host, Rock Too Easy, and I'm with my guy KG, who will be with us shortly. Yeah, dog. Week 3 recaps. We got for NFL. We got the high school recaps. We got the college recaps. We got a lot of recaps. We got a lot of upsets. We got a lot of big time games. A lot of uh, you know, buzzer beaters. And when I mean buzzer beaters, I mean at the end of that Colorado game, which was crazy. Yes, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboys! Hey, let me get one. Hey. Let's fucking go! It's about that motherfucking time. Y'all motherfuckers have me pissed off. I had to go get the most right.
What's the deal?
What's going on, big dog? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm annoyed. My damn laptop acting out. So now I got to regroup and get everything together. We good, though. We still made it, though.
Yes,
still
sir.
made it.
Yes, sir. Sorry, people, for those technical difficulties. We're a little half hour late, but we here. Like I said, stay tuned, and we
Yes, sir.
here. Make sure you like and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and make sure you like and subscribe, dog,
Yes,
on
sir.
on YouTube. What's
That's
going on,
right.
man? How you been this week, man? It's been a
Oh,
crazy week.
man.
It's hump day. It's hump day. You know what I mean? So how you been, man?
I'm chilling, bro. Just, work just craziness, but I'm ready for the weekend to start. I'm ready to go see some good football matchups.
Yeah,
Oh my
man.
goodness, it's definitely a lot of good high school, college, and pro matchups that's going on this weekend,
Yeah,
bro. So it's definitely a good joint. The weather ain't that good, but sometimes you need this weekend weather like this for you to just
yeah.
lay up
This
and
is
chill in the crib.
this is that crispy football weather we having, and I'm loving it. I was loving practice last night, coaching my son's team. I was like, this is football weather. I had to put the sweatshirt on last night.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, a little bit cooler. The gnats weren't out and bothering people like they was the last couple of weeks, so it
Yeah.
was all good. You ready to get the show started?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir. Let's
right,
get
man.
it.
Let's get into it. Listen, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills have been balling in dominant fashion. He is no longer, well, these first 3 games, he has not turned the ball over like we've been
Mhm.
talking about for many seasons with Josh. We know Josh is a good slash elite player, but he just needed to limit his turnovers. What are you seeing in Josh Allen? And is so far what I think is the MVP of the league right now in these first 3 games this year in the 24-25 season. What are you seeing in Josh Allen, and what are you seeing in the Bills as a whole, period, these first 3 weeks of the season?
Right. I really feel like I see a focused and determined team that felt like they were swept under the rug due to a lot of pieces that they lost. They lost a lot of pieces on offense and defense due to being vets, injuries, free agency, due to different reasons. And I just see a Josh Allen who seems more mature, more focused, and understands who's dedicated to the system and not the player, because that's the problem he was running into. He was forcing the ball to Diggs and forcing the ball to other guys just to feel like he had to get them involved. And it was just too much toxicity with the chemistry of the offense and the team all together as a unit. So now he's getting in there. He's got a good run game with James Cook. James Cook is locked in. That's another person who's locked in and took the
Right.
game seriously. And he's running the ball well. The O line's running the ball well. They got one of the oldest teams, if not the oldest team in the league, and these dudes are playing like veterans, not old guys. They're playing like veterans. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely loving what they're doing right now.
Right, man. Josh is playing. I was where I've been one of his biggest critics, as me and you always talk over the years, and us
Hmm.
talking with Blake and Mark and our other fans of just football. Yes, we got our team, but we're fans of the game, and we see things. And some of the times we agree with those analysts, and sometimes we don't. Like everybody know, Josh is a very good, talented football player, and he can be elite. And he has been everything and more but elite with for his team this year, especially because they need him this year, losing a lot, like you said, on offense and especially on that defense. We didn't know what they was going to be on defense, and the defense has still showed up. Coach McDermott has coached them up like he always has, without the big names. Yes, they still have Von Miller, but Von Miller is what, 30 plus years old, and doing what he needs to do to coach up his young guys, and everybody is buying in, as they all say, not to be cliche. But Josh Allen, man, in these 3 games, 634 yards, 7 touchdown passes, and 0, most importantly, 0 interceptions, man. 0 interceptions, 75% completion percentage. With leading the Bills, everybody talked about Keon Coleman from Florida State being their number 1 guy, when Shakir has the most receptions on the team at 14. Then you got James Cook at 8, Kincaid at 8, and then Coleman comes in with 5. He's hit 10 different receivers for 4 or 5 plus receptions this year. So he is spreading the ball around and doing very well for this offense, which has been well called and well planned out first 3 games by Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator. We got to give him some credit too, because when he took over last season, that Bills offense went crazy after they fired Ken Dorsey, and Josh and Joe Brady have been literally locked in ever since, and it's showing this season, his first 3 games. And like I said, McDermott's got the defense rolling, and they are playing very well, and I probably think they are the hottest team. I think both of us had them at number 1 in our power rankings, or did you have?
I had the Vikings in that.
Okay, yeah. I had the Bills at number 1 just because they've been dominant, even though they fell in that first week, down 17-0 to the Cardinals, and they came roaring back, and they ended up beating them by 3 touchdowns. And then this past weekend, 47-10, scoring another 5 straight touchdowns. They're just rolling, man. They're rolling.
Definitely is. I have to definitely give a lot of credit to everybody, and it's still early, and they like I said, they hit the ground running. They don't look like they needed any preseason time. Like, they got everything clicking. The O line's playing well, D line's playing well. And shout out to Hamlin, bro.
Yeah.
Starting safety.
Yes.
Shout out to Hamlin, starting safety. Had an interception last week. Yeah. You know, it's good to see him bounce back. Yeah, bro. Good to see him bounce back and is now a starter on the team compared to like last year. Starting out, he was not even on the field. Like, he was like a healthy scratch and stuff. Right. And so now he took that year, and now he's right back and rejuvenated and regrouped with that team, man. Super happy for them. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely happy for him. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you ready to move on to the next?
Yeah, let's move on to this next topic. What you got for me, man?
Man, is the Chiefs really real, or is the Chiefs really real? Like, are they good, or are they good? Are they great, or are they good? Is Kelsey what Kelsey is? You know, like, it seems like he might have. You think he might have fell off? What you think?
So for me, and I think we even had a couple posts up on our story about the Chiefs, and it's been evident, man. I didn't want to believe it the first time. People been talking about they cheating, they doing this, they don't get no calls called on them. And then if you look back at the Super Bowl this past season, not a holding call in sight on the Chiefs. And then not last week, you see their left tackle put their whole arm around the DN chokehold, and they have the referee in the background put his hand on the flag about to take it out, and he took his hand off the flag. I'm like, hey, yo, you gotta throw that, Joe. We know that's a hold on all levels, not just the NFL. And then what makes it even worse, man, I know we don't like refs making crucial calls at the end, but when it's obvious, you got to make the call. And this call that should have been called, that was not called, against number 6. I forget his name on the Chiefs, but it was either number 6 or number 8. He basically tackled Kyle Pitts in the end zone. He wasn't looking for the ball. He had his arms around his waist. Clear pass interference. That's a whole. Atlanta should have won that game. The ball would be put on the 2-1 yard line. Touchdown. You got 4 plays to score a touchdown. You better score from a yard or 2 yards out. They should have won that game. So people again complaining on my power rankings
How did he get you out of here?
And the reason why the Chiefs are where they are is because they got 2 legit games where they cheated. They should be 1-2 right now. 1-2, maybe 2-1. But 2-1 because they got extra players on the field in the refs. That's why
Oh
the
my
Chiefs
God.
is where they are. That's why I got the Steelers over the Chiefs because they've been cheating. But listen, the Chiefs, every time we think they're frauds, man, here comes that man, Patrick Mahomes. But I got some stats for you. You know, I got to get the stats out. Chiefs defense is ranked 25th. We're not used to that. Maybe in the beginning of the year, and then towards the end, towards the playoffs, they get a little bit better. But at the beginning of the year, they're already 25th.
Right.
They are 28th in the pass, giving up 247 yards a game. They are 13th in the run, which is okay, middle of the pack, 113 yards a game, and they're giving up about 20-ish points a game. Not the KC defense that we're used to seeing. Patty Mahomes not playing very well, 659 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 TDs. He's turned the ball over. They're scoring 25 points a game. They got some people hurt. Kelsey is not Kelsey anymore, but I think teams are more keen on him and say, hey, beat me with Xavier Worthy. Beat me with Rashee Rice. Now that Pacheco's out, beat me with your run game and making Patrick Mahomes work a little bit more. But my question to you in regards to this defense, so I want you to take over and give us your opinion on this and let me know if they're frauds. But another question to you is, do you think that defense misses Ladarius Sneed?
Oh, 100%. But they'll never tell you that. The same thing, it's weird because they're coached so well, and the fact that they have the right guys up front on that D line who cause so much distraction. Like you can hide some of these corners that are getting cooked because that's what they really are. They're really getting cooked out here. It's just the D line is helping these guys out a lot. And so yes, they miss Snead. They miss his aggressiveness. They miss his IQ. They miss what his energy and attention that he brought to that defense right there. So do they miss it? Yeah, but in their minds, they like, listen, we're gonna keep this ball rolling and we'll figure it out like we normally do. We got these young guys. We know what to expect of them. They're gonna have growing pains, and so that's what I feel like they're going through early. Who knows if they'll get it together? But then, how many teams are you going up against in that AFC that has legit wide receivers outside of what? The Texans.
Yeah.
They already beat the Bengals. You know,
Yeah.
what other team has a crazy amount of receivers that they have to worry about?
In the AFC, right?
Right. You're not worrying about nobody.
Maybe the Jets, if they can make a push for the playoffs with Williams and Lazard and Wilson,
Yeah, I
maybe
like that.
them. And then
But the O line stinks. So Chris Jones is going to be in Aaron Rodgers' pocket.
right.
You know?
And then the Ravens don't really have much. They got Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely right now. Mark Andrews hasn't been a factor at all so far this
Killing
year.
my fantasy, bro.
Ever since he got hurt last year. So, and then you think of the Bills, Josh has been throwing it around to everybody. So there's not, and then you got the Bengals, but once again,
You already beat them.
low start since Joe Burrow has been the quarterback for them. They start off 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, and they start getting it rolling. They still got Higgins and Chase. Do they get it together? Who knows? So it's a lot of teams still trying to figure themselves out in that first quarter of the season. So I think we won't really know who's going to be who until that week 7 through 8 and through 9 weeks. So it's not really right now, like you said, that many people to work, not many receiving cores to worry about for the Chiefs. But right now, that looks a little shaky in that defensive backfield. Even with McDuffie, they're putting a lot on McDuffie. He's still holding it down, but it looks a little rough right now.
Yeah. And I think that all the high-powered offenses are on an NFC. So you won't have to see them. I mean, you'll see. But, well, I'm sorry. Let me add my little 2 cents here with this. The Chiefs are winning games the way that the Chiefs win games. You know, 27-20 over the Ravens, 26-25 over the Bengals, 22-17 over the Falcons. Then you got the Chargers next. The Chargers is banged up. The Saints have been banged up too. Ever since last week, they've been banged up. You got the Niners who's banged up. You got the Raiders. You you got the Bucks who you can beat, but they got a high power. They got receivers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
they got receivers.
Yeah.
So they do play the Bills November 17th. That's gonna be a good joint, but they scheduled too for the most part, bro. It's cake.
Yes,
After the Bills, they got the Panthers, the Raiders again, the Chargers, the Browns. They'll
but
see the Texans.
this is a game, even though, I mean, they probably will win even with Herbert out. These are the type of games the Chiefs just look past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't play well, and then they end up losing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm interested to see what their mindset is this week, even though they play the Chargers with no Justin Herbert. Where is their mindset going to be, and if they're going to look over past this game because Herbert's not playing?
Right. I hope that the Niners are able to get back somewhat healthy. That'll be my birthday, 10/20. They'll play them. Where we can see a good matchup and see if these corners is battle tested. Because by then you're 6 weeks into the season. Now you're starting to catch some full shape of who you are, your identity on offense and defense.
Right.
So yeah, I think also offensively they're getting everybody involved and just letting Kelsey just chill, just so you can not remember him. And the next thing you know, playoffs come, and then you're like, fuck.
Right.
We were so worried about Worthy and Rashee Rice, and then Pacheco gonna be back.
Right.
We forgot all about this month.
And then you already know, come mid-season to the end of the season, come the playoffs, that's his turn-up time for Travis Kelce.
He's gonna cruise. Like I said, you look at this schedule. He's like, I'm gonna just cruise. I'm not looking for no stats. I'm not looking for nothing else cute. Let me just do my little work here, get to the playoffs, and then I'm gonna turn up on y'all. Y'all gonna yeah. So that's definitely what I see.
We got a couple comments on the gram. One of the players for the Happer Horsham football team, or the starting quarterback, says Bills over the Ravens this week, Sunday Night Football. And my guy, Coach Dev from TEP, said F the Chiefs. Everybody know he a Niners team, so
man.
We already know with that.
Oh man.
So let's go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say it looked like it's just Purdy out there. Purdy and Jawan Jennings. That's who it is out there right now.
Yeah,
Dev, you better check that contract that you gave homeboy Ayuk.
Yeah, because he's been missing. He's been on the back of a milk carton missing.
Yeah, bro. Niners should have did what the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill. Oh, you want to go? Go ahead. I'm gonna trade you and get these draft picks.
Right,
we're gonna keep rebuilding because they're kind of old too. They lost Hargrave. Like they're losing key pieces too. Guys is banged up. You should be getting younger, building around Purdy.
All right.
Come on, man. Come on.
Go ahead. This is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, I know.
Waiting for right now.
I hear you. It sounds cute.
So listen to me. Listen.
Come on.
Trevor Lawrence, who we call Sunshine. This man has been called a generational talent. This man even picked the Jaguars to beat the Bills last week.
Mm-hmm.
Pick Trevor Lawrence because he loves Trevor Lawrence. This man over here, his name, Brock Too Easy, picked Trevor Lawrence and Jaguars to beat them.
Hold on, you guys. If you're gonna say his name, you got to say his real name, Sunshine.
I'm not even giving him that. We just gonna call him Trevor. We're just gonna call him Trevor.
That's what he's in trouble.
This man got paid. He getting paid $55 million a year to be mediocre. Now, I'm gonna hit you with the stats again, brother.
What you gotta do.
We not even gonna talk about the performance, about his egg he laid this past Sunday.
Go ahead. 560
yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in 3 games, and he's 0-8 in his last 8 games.
Correct.
Now, we all praise him because he got paid, and everybody say he deserved his money. He won the playoff game, blah, 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 right? He won that playoff game, came back and all that, beat the Chargers. But how soon we forget, right? Yes, he may have came back and won that game. You know how many interceptions he threw during that game?
Like 5.
He threw 4 interceptions. So everybody talking about like he deserves it because he won a playoff game. It wasn't like he went crazy in that playoff game. He
You're
threw
right.
3 picks. He basically lost in the game. Yes, he came back and won. His defense forced some turnovers and all that. But man, I'm like we talked about before. I'm tired of teams, even though it's the market and all that excuse that they got to play these quarterbacks. But I'm not paying a quarterback to be mediocre for my franchise when it's the most important position of the franchise and on the football field every single week. So, like I said, Trevor been overrated ever since he left Clemson. His last year in Clemson wasn't even good, and then into his NFL career, he hasn't been good at all. But I know that's your man. You about to defend him, so go ahead. Say what you gotta say, brother.
You know what's so crazy about him? I thought you was gonna come down harder on him. See now you was kind of I mean you didn't go in like I thought you was going to. But so I'm going to see I am a defender, but I will hold you accountable. So with that being said, I will hold him accountable, but I'm going to add also details with this accountability. First thing, you're right. He is 0-8. Last time he won was November 26th of last year. They beat the Texans.
Mhm.
He's been 0-8. I think I've talked to you about this before, and I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again because they're about to go 0-4. Doug P needs to get fired. That is the main thing there. He needs to get fired. He struggled in his last year at Clemson. Then he had Urban Meyer, who was that was a damn mess. And then you get Doug Peterson. This dude, if you look at the first drive of the Bills, you're at Buffalo. You see how hot they're playing. The first 3 plays is pass plays, bro. Like I told you this since last year. You need to be more balanced and run the goddamn ball.
Mhm.
Last year. Now you hit me with stats. I'm hit you with the stats. Last year. Guess some. Hold on. We always go with each other about how bad the Cowboys' run game is, right? The
Right.
Cowboys last year averaged 112 yards rushing.
Mhm.
Guess how many yards rushing they averaged last year?
The Jags.
Yes,
I'll say 107.
96.8
Oh,
with the ETN, bro.
well,
Like he does not run the damn ball. Now you got 2 running backs because the other young boy nice too.
right.
So instead, like, bro, you see that this kid is still developing and getting more and still trying to get more comfortable in the pocket, and you still keep having him throw. Does he have the talent? Yes. That's what I defend, his talent. That's what I defend. His athleticism, he can run for his size and everything like that.
Mhm.
But as far as him being able to just sit back there and just throw the ball around, that's stop doing that. He got to go. And on top of that, the defense last week, the last week, that got no pressure on Josh Allen. Josh Allen, hold on, my bad. Josh Allen of the Jags, where was you at, bro?
Mhm.
You had 17 and a half sacks last year. Also, to add to that too, the defense wasn't as good last year compared to this year. Granted, they were missing all 3 starting cornerbacks against the Bills this week. So the Bills was like, you know what? We normally run the ball, but you ain't got your corners. So I'm just gonna throw the ball around. And that's exactly what they did. So honestly, you gotta build a team like the Niners or like the Eagles around him right now until he develops. Stop trying to make him this season vet already right now.
Right.
I
But
get it.
this is
He's
what, year 5? This is year 5, right?
4.
Year 4.
Yeah.
Year 4.
Yeah, 4.
Third year with Doug.
Yeah. And then the 1 year with Urban.
Listen, man, how many years do franchise quarterbacks have? And plus, he got the money, so they didn't wait. He got the money. They only got so little time when you a first round draft pick, and him being the first overall. You know what I mean? They only got but so much time to say, all right, we gave you this money. You're not performing.
Mm.
Do we start blaming all the coaches, or do we start blaming the players sometimes?
It goes around. It goes around everywhere. Like I said, if you know that this dude is still struggling fundamentally with sitting in that pocket, when he threw that terrible interception, his mechanics was all out of whack. He forced it, bro.
Right.
Like, how hard is it to turn around and do this? The 2 running backs.
I do.
And not even just that.
I do agree with you about the run game. You got Travis Etienne for a reason. The kid can run the ball. The kid can catch out of the backfield. And like what I think they're doing now, like they see, oh, he's dynamic, he can catch out of the outfield. He's getting more targets in pass game than he is in the running.
Exactly. And I'm looking up the other kid's name because I like him too. Bigsby.
Yeah,
Bigsby's a good running back. Yeah, he's a good running back. Yeah, bro. You
Mhm.
got 2 running backs. Run the goddamn ball. Keep it simple for him.
Right.
Set up a play action. But you just got him sitting back there just throwing. Like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
It makes no sense. And not even just that. The Bills, I got these numbers too. Where my numbers go? Because I had my numbers. I had them. Because the Bills, they've been giving up rushing yards. I'm sorry. Yeah. Week 1, the Cardinals, they rushed for 124 yards on the Bills.
Mhm.
Week 2, the Dolphins rushed for 139 yards on them. So guess what? You're at Buffalo. Run the goddamn ball.
Mhm.
That's simple, bro.
Keep that offense and Josh Allen off the field if you want to. If you got the run game and running backs to do it, that'll be your best bet. Limit their possessions because right now they're going up and down the field. But
Exactly.
Trevor got to get it together, or he gonna find himself out the league in a couple years, whether it's before that contract ends or after.
Listen, he ain't going nowhere, man. My guy, he gonna get it together. Don't worry. He
All
gonna
right.
get it together. Don't worry. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, we'll
You
see.
see, I ain't jump off the ship. But I'm gonna
All
hold you accountable.
right, I
Hold you
see you.
accountable.
I hear you.
Now,
All right.
speaking to people that we need to hold accountable, let's whoa, slow it down,
Oh,
homie.
whoa. Slow it
We
down. My fault, Marwan.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need to handle Mr. Motormouth here.
Facts.
Mr. Motormouth here, Micah Parsons. You do more talking in your pod than playing on the damn field. Yep, my bad. Let me let you go. How you feel about this, brother, man?
No, go ahead. Do you, bro? Go ahead.
Okay. So once you came into the league and hit the world by storm as this pass rushing guy, and then once what the NFL does is the greatness of it is they catch up to you. They'll figure you out, and once they figure you out, they're gonna expose you. That's exactly what they did. They said, brother man, we're gonna run the ball right at you and tire you the hell out. So every time they was running the ball and gashing us, this is what's Micah's face. No lie.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up every time off a goddamn run from somebody running past him. That's exactly what he was doing. And then you want to get on here and get on this podcast and just talk. Shut your ass up and get in these meetings and get with these guys. And then you want to blame everybody. Oh, guys want to play superhero ball. Guys want to do this. What are you doing? What are you doing? How are you leading?
Right.
We have no identity on this team. Like, it's a mess, bro.
Right.
I'm done with them boys, man.
I don't think we have a leader on defense. We already know who the leader of the offense is. We know who the leader of the team is. But where's the leader on defense to hold everybody accountable? Yeah, you may talk about accountability on your podcast and all that, which I didn't listen to. I didn't listen to any of this highlights this week, this Monday. But what I'm really surprised at that you even had the podcast on Monday, knowing you got a Thursday game. It ain't a regular scheduled week. You got a Thursday game, and you still on this podcast on Monday. So where exactly are your priorities, like we talked about last week, and getting ready for the next game after we just 274 yards? 274 yards rushed on us in the third blowout in a row at home. I don't care how close the game was. We made it close at the end, 25-28. That's what the Ravens been doing all year, these first 3 games. They have a lead and they've been giving up anyway. Okay, whatever. But we got blown out. The game is closer than what the score. What the game was a wider margin than what the score really was.
Right.
Okay. There's just Micah Parsons does not show up, and it's been proven in the playoffs and in the regular season. When we play good teams, even though at this time of the year Ravens are 1-2, but they are a good team. I think they're going to get it together, and they'll still be in the mix with one of the top seeds at the AFC. They just need to figure out their identity. But when they play the top teams, either a top team in the regular season or top playoff teams during the regular season, Micah Parsons is nowhere to be found. He doesn't make any plays, whether it's a sack, fumble, a tipped ball in the air, a batted ball, a tackle for loss in the backfield for on the running back, a sack. There is absolutely no pressure when it's playoff time or playing a team that is one of the top teams in the league. So how about you go back to being the person you were these first 3 seasons and start doing that for every team and not just the teams that's trash in our division, like the Giants, maybe probably tomorrow night, or the Washington Commanders, or other bottom feeder teams that been in the NFC and the AFC. We ain't got time for that. You talking about you want to win a ring and win playoff games.
Contract year.
All I hear is this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see no action. What did our boy Beast Mode say? I'm about that action, and it don't look like he about that action. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over all the talking he's doing on the podcast after the game, and like all that talking after the game don't mean nothing. Go back and watch the film. A bunch of babies crying, him and CeeDee Lamb too, a bunch of all that crying, and it's just been a disgrace, like we talked about last week. Everybody praised Zimmer and his scheme on that first week. We forgot they played Deshaun Watson and that Dookie line in the Browns. And then we ran up against the Saints. They ran all over us, 4 touchdowns and over 100 and some odd yards, almost 200 yards, and then almost 300 yards this week. We're at the bottom. We already know we ranked at the bottom in rushing yards a game for the defense. But like, come on, man. If Singletary runs for over 100 on us tomorrow night, bro, it's time. It's time. He already don't got a contract. It's time to get Mike McCarthy up out of here. It's time. Jones, you need to fire yourself because you spent $18 million in free agency, which is dead last, and the team above you who spent $60 million. That's a $40 million difference. You pay for all these old players.
Yep, bargain shopping. He's a thrift store shopper.
35 years old. Like, get some young guys in here because we need to get younger for the years to come. If you really all in, like you said, but we all already know what all in is for you, not spending money and all that, waiting the last minute to play other players. I'm sorry, man. I can't talk about us no more, man, because it makes me mad. I'm barely watching the games anyway, busy with the kids, and then when I do put it on, we getting blown out anyway. So what's the reason to even watch them?
Yeah. Let me ask you something though. How you feel about him just playing linebacker and then like on 3rd and longs, then he goes down to that pass rush? Because I feel like they were saying all this stuff. Oh, well, he's going to be moving around a lot. You ain't moving around nowhere now. It's something different than what you were doing the last 2 years, bro.
I don't want him on the edge.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want him.
Like I said, unless it's for like a blitz package at that 3rd and long.
We saw where he is unstoppable at, and that's in the A gap. What center is blocking him? Because he can juke you, he can do whatever he wants in the A gaps with that center. The center ain't blocking him when he over the top of the center, whether it's in the 0 or in the A gap. You know what I'm saying? If it's 3rd and long, I want him over the center.
Right.
And then you got DeMarcus Lawrence and Nealon on the edge. Y'all come off the edge, make that pressure, and then the quarterback has to step up, and who they stepping up into? Right. They're stepping up into Micah. So you either play him at linebacker or play him at the end, because I don't believe it should be at the end. Get him off the ball so he can play in space with Overshown, and they both sideline to sideline, and they can shoot the gaps when they see the gaps in the alleys and in their run gaps. So I think it should be off the ball. I don't think it should be on the DN.
Yeah, another thing with this defense too is Donovan Wilson, you got to go, bro. Yeah, you straight trash anymore, bro.
He not making no plays right now.
Busted coverages and everything. He was one of the ones they were trying to call out a hero ball. Like we just doing way too much out here. And we was talking about all this Zim holds guys accountable and everything like that. Like, bro, this team don't look any different on defense than what it was. We always been getting cooked against the run, and we're still getting cooked against the run. Granted, we do not have the personnel. That's where it's like we have no stud D tackles. We got OC Digazua, but he won't even be on this team after this year, because if we end up keeping Zim needs a big guy who's just going to sit here and hold 2 blocks.
Right. And Mozzie's not cutting it.
Nah, Mozzie's trash. Get out of here too. Straight trash. But yeah, that's all we got with these bums.
Let's go. Let's hit up high school, man. There was a lot of games this weekend, a lot of late game fireworks, a lot of heartbreak. But my man Jerry, man, you went to a couple games. You went to Wilson and Paris, and then you went to PJP
It was
and
Cedar Crest. Yeah,
See-
PJP. Yeah, Wilson versus Cedar Crest, and then PJP versus Phoenixville.
yeah, man. Let's talk about those games, man. You was front and center
Uh-huh.
there.
Yeah, man. First, I mean Wilson. First, before anything, Wilson has a nice stadium. They had the Chick-fil-A sandwiches, which are pretty good. I just want to throw that out there. Should have thrown that out there.
Those are probably $10.
Bro, that was $5. I ate the one. I was like, damn, I'm hungry. I should get another one, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So, but it was a tight, close game. It was Wilson ended up winning 14-7. This was like a rematch game of last year where Cedar Crest ended up winning at the last minute. There's two teams that were moving the ball and then stopping each other. You either get a stop or a turnover. The two players that really stood out to me on both ends was the running backs. Carroll Akins, he had 25 carries for 120 yards. He's junior on Wilson. Kid, I like the way he runs. Real smart, patient behind his blocks. I like that kid a lot. On Cedar Crest, the other running back, Isaiah Zimmerman, sophomore, he ran the ball really well too. I think that he's gonna be good because he still has 2 more years to go for him, where he's looking like he's starting to develop. But Wilson was the better team. They just wasn't capitalizing enough. They had opportunities. Even honestly, this game really should have went to overtime because Zimmerman, he broke on a big run, got all the way down to the one. Refs just started doing some weird stuff. And then the next thing you know, they end up getting stopped at the one on 4th down. So then instead of tying the game up, they ended up turning the ball over. Like I said, it was one of your old school kind of games. It wasn't a bunch of high scoring, but it was really tight, close, low margin for error games, which I really liked. But yeah, both the teams were pretty good though. Second game I went to was Saturday afternoon, PJP versus Phoenixville. That ended up being PJP came out and won 24-13. Yo, bro, my bad. Phoenixville had this kicker. I think he might have hit like a 40-something. He attempted a 51. It was going to if the snap was good, bro, he might have hit that joint.
Right.
I got to look this kid. I meant to look his name up, but they have a kicker who was booting this joint, bro. It was crazy. But they ended up blocking the kick and returned it for a touchdown. PJP did. Yeah, it was a good game. Like I said, PJP pulled away at the end. A couple kids stood out for me. Dylan Scarback, 22 carries, 104 yards. I like the way he ran. Braden Reed, the receiver who I was looking forward to seeing. Kid, he runs good routes. I like the way that he was playing. He plays both sides. He played special teams too. Boy, get under that ball on that punt returns, man.
Right.
Get a little shaky around here.
A lot of kids, man, they be I love punt returns and kick returns, but punt returners, listen up, man. If you don't catch the ball, you should be fired. You're no longer allowed to be back there. If you scared to catch the ball, then say, Coach, I'm cool.
Right.
But if you don't catch the ball, you lose invaluable field position. Catch the dang ball. Yeah. Call a fair catch and catch the ball. Stop letting the ball bounce. On kickoffs, too. I've seen a couple kickoffs. Y'all letting the bounce and then y'all pick it up. Catch the ball. Stop being scared.
And you see it happen too often in high school. Like they just put the most talented kid back there. They don't even practice this stuff. Honestly, that's what it comes down to. It's not being practiced.
It's a third of the game you need to practice as special teams.
Definitely. On the defense of PJP, I like Mikel Parker and Anthony Bazzaro, two inside D tackle guys. They were the reasons why Phoenixville wasn't really being who they were. They're a run first team. The running back kid Deacon Williams, he only rushed for 73 yards on 14 carries. I think he could have rushed with Deacon. I don't know if you're watching or listening, brother man, stop dancing. One step and go. There's holes out there for you, bro.
Cut and go, brother.
Yeah, stop dancing, bro. You are shifty. I like your skills, but and the kid played on defense too, had a sack. Young boy was hooping. I liked him. Another kid who I liked on Phoenixville, Terrence Howard. 6 tackles, 1 sack. Dude was a beast, bro. Young boy is tough. Super tough. I think he burnt out towards the end of the game because he was
Uh,
playing both sides.
yep.
But young boy is tough, bro.
Good.
Definitely. Yeah. So
I got to look him up. What year is
yeah.
he?
You know what? I think he's a senior. I believe he's
Okay.
a senior. Yeah. So two. Both games were good. Two good teams. I think that both teams will end up making it to the playoffs. We'll see who sees who come playoff time now.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna talk about the game. One of the Philly Burbs games. It was game of the week. It was the Eagles game of the week that they came to the game at CB South against West. Okay, this if you guys saw the highlight on our page this weekend, it was crazy. It was the last play of the game with 1 second left. It was a 39-yard heave to Danny Geis on CB South. He jumped late, and he's the one that came down with the ball, and South ends up winning 22-17. Now, before all this happened in the fourth quarter, it was 10 to 15. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
10 to 15. And CB West drove down the field. It's 4th and goal from the 1 yard line. And it looks like they appear to score a touchdown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you the play. I'm gonna show everybody the play. I want you guys to be the judge. Now, when I press this play, it might be in the middle of the play, so I'm gonna rewind it real quick right when it does it. Yep, it's gonna play. It's playing right now. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind this. Here we go. I'm gonna show you the play right now. Here we go. Now you be the judge. Gets in, rolls over. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Let's play it again. I'm gonna run it back. Run it back. You get a pitch to number 23 to the left here. He gets stoned, and then as he rolls over on the player. He's in the end zone.
Yeah, that's touchdown.
He calls him down at the 1.
Bro, I told you, Wilson and Citycrest went through that same problem too with the refs. They
He
weird stuff
calls
like
him
that.
down at the 1. Now,
That's crazy.
when all this happens, though, they get stopped. They get stopped there. They call him down at the 1 yard line. Everybody can see that's a touchdown. Now, West is still down 10 to 15 at this point. They get a stop on South. They come down and score anyway with 40 seconds to go. Now, on that last drive, South picks up a 3rd and 17 before the Hail Mary play. So we know it's high school refs. We can't blame the refs, man. It's one play. We know how these refs are. Sometimes they miss a lot of calls, but then you have another chance to stop them on 3rd and 17. You don't make the play, and then they come down 39 yards, last play of the game. You don't knock the ball down. You should have had the coverage was man coverage. The corners were both burnt right off the line. Then you got to make up yardage to even get down there to hit the ball down. There should have been guys waiting in the end zone to knock that ball down. You win. But the kid, Danny Geis, makes a spectacular catch in the back of the end zone, and the crowd goes wild to celebrate with their team. So a heartbreaking loss for CB West, and CB South pushes to 5-0 on the season. Good for them. It was a good game, another good rivalry game as that keeps going on back and forth ever since last year with the regular season game and then the playoff game, and now this year too. So that was the game I had this week. I know you guys saw the Hail Mary play. It was a crazy play, but a play that may have not have happened if that touchdown counts. West wins the game. They run the clock out on the next drive, and the game's over. But sometimes late game fireworks is needed for high school football. We all love it, man. So great games this weekend. You got any games coming up this weekend? Because I didn't see any good ones. I saw a couple mediocre ones that weren't really worth it.
Yeah. I actually found me a couple ones. Well, first, so I had made my schedule for high school games. I was scheduled to go to the Cheltenham game, but since they looking like butt cheeks, so I'm moving on. I'm contemplating both games, but I'm gonna go to Roman Catholic versus Bonner. Roman Catholic 4-1 versus Bonner 3-0. This is gonna be a really good matchup. Bonner's kind of I feel like they're like an underdog type of team. Well, you already know about Catholic. I tell you about Catholic. We talk about them all the time. Samaj Bill, Ian Stead.
Didn't play too well last week against the Mather. Didn't play too well last week against the Mather.
Yeah, so like I said, I think this is going to be another tough game that Roman will probably end up winning a close one, but I really feel like their corners are going to be tested because Bonner got two kids. Um, they got a senior 6 foot Jeremiah Coleman, 6 foot 170, and then uh, Jalil Hall, 6'4", 190. He's committed to
Mm,
West Virginia,
okay.
senior. Yeah, and they got a running back, Mikhail Johnson, running back, strong safety. They like it's a team that plays hard, so I think that they're going to be tested. Like I said, we'll see how the cornerbacks go up against them. But you once again, like I said, you got Samaj, you got Ian, you got Rashawn Scott. That's the most high powered offense that they got out there outside of like LaSalle, as far as receiving threats. So I'm looking forward to that game. Another good game that I saw is going to be LaSalle 5-0 against Cardinal O'Hara, who's 4-1. Um, I still think LaSalle end up coming out with that win. Uh, Third game I see is Downingtown West versus Bayard Rustin, who's down in, they're both 5-0. So
Okay.
I think that's going to be a good game uh, for this week too. Those are my three games I got. I'm gonna end up going to that Roman game though because I'm gonna go to LaSalle when they play St. Joe's Prep in a couple weeks.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
hmm for the college recap. Uh, uh. Well, we talked about Hail Marys for CB West and CB South. How about that Hail Mary for Colorado, man?
Right.
Shador then threw up a whole like that game. I missed like a lot of the game, and the next thing I
Mhm.
caught the end. I was like, oh snap. Because they
Mhm.
thought the game was over because the receiver dropped the damn ball the time before that. And it was
Right.
sometimes, listen, man, the Lord works in different ways, son.
Right.
That's exactly what happens. And that's what happened. That Lord worked in a different way where he gave Shador another opportunity. And that next thing you know, they scored at the end.
Yeah, man.
Real good game. Real good game.
And they
Like that.
went and they went in. They tied up at the end of regulation, then went in overtime with a crazy play at overtime. They score a touchdown, make it 38-31, and
Mm-hmm,
then what looks like Baylor's running back's going to run in and score and tie the game up, fumble out of the end zone. So another
mm-hmm,
late gate fireworks with heartbreak at the end.
mm-hmm. Exactly. So we'll see how Colorado storms along because after that they play UCF, who's 3-0, and then Kansas State, who's 3-1. So we'll see
Mhm.
from there. Another game that was really good: Michigan versus USC, which I liked.
Yes.
That run it, man. Listen, Michigan said, "Listen, we're gonna bench this quarterback, and we're just gonna run the ball and play defense." And that's exactly what they did. Khalil Mullins, he had 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bro,
Right.
the quarterback AJ Aji 7 for 12 and 32 yards. That's how
Right.
you know they said we ain't about to throw this
Not
damn ball
throwing the ball.
nowhere. Nowhere.
How
Yeah.
We talked about that last week. I'm very surprised at how that game went. But like, I think USC should have known they ain't gonna do nothing but run the ball. I think they should have been
Mm-hmm.
better prepared for that. Now, Michigan's defense also stepped up too and stopped their quarterback, stopped their pass game too. It was a
Yep.
back and forth game. A couple penalties at the end. They're a little bit questionable, but both
Yep.
teams fought hard. And this might propel Michigan to go on a little bit of win streak and build that confidence a little bit. We'll see how they fare in the next couple of weeks and where they are in the Big Ten when more Big Ten plays continues to roll on.
Yeah, definitely. Um, those are all the recaps that I got.
Okay.
Upcoming games.
Yeah.
I got Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. I think that's going to be pretty solid. You got Louisville versus Notre Dame. I hope Notre Dame gets blown out because they've been on a tear since they got upset. Though I ain't gonna lie, they've been
Sure.
smoking dudes. They've been pissed off. They've been playing
Right.
pissed off. And I think the game that everybody's gonna hype up is Georgia Alabama. We
Yeah.
already know what it is, Georgia
Yeah.
Alabama. So we'll see how that
Sure.
game goes. Who you got for that game?
Man, I don't go against my cousin and the dog. Man, my cousin is a
Oh
bulldog.
yeah. That's right. You're right.
Cousin is an alum. I don't go against them.
Track star.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir. I'm going, and I don't like Bama to begin with, so I'm
Yeah.
always going to pick UGA, regardless if my cousin went there or not. But the
Okay.
other game I have, other than the upcoming game with UGA and Georgia, is Penn State and Illinois. Penn State's first real
Oh,
test, even though we always saw them lose earlier in the season to a bum squad. But I think Penn State ranked 9, Illinois is ranked 18th or 19th. So first real test for them this weekend coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, if they end up beating them, and the next thing you know, they're going to show off again and they get smoked by Ohio State or Michigan. Like, they get smoked by the good teams anyway. But their offense has been better this year compared to has been like over the years. I definitely like that.
Quarterback play's been okay.
Right now,
real quick, I added a topic.
Oh,
we was talking. Because I think we need to fit this in. We got a couple minutes before we get out of here, but I think we need to talk about this because we made a big deal about it during draft night, during the offseason, all that, and then Monday night against the Bengals. I think we need to talk about this man. I think we need to talk about Jayden Daniels because he's balling. He looks like the offensive rookie of the year. Like I said, he was going to win over who? Because everybody keeps saying Caleb Williams. Like a Hall of Famer during the preseason. I'm like, it's the preseason. Ain't nobody playing. He's making this throw. He's making that throw. But ain't nobody playing. No one's blitzing. It's basically 7-on-7 during the preseason.
And they weren't even scoring either.
Exactly. Honestly. So I don't want to talk so much about Caleb struggling and that offensive line struggling. I want to talk about how Jayden Daniels has been playing so well in this offense. It's not like a college offense, but I think their OC said, okay, what works at LSU
for you
that Jayden did so well that we can package and put in our playbook here so you're successful playing on time, not doing so much at the line of scrimmage where we know you can see it, know what coverage you're in, either throw it, tuck it and run, hand it off, whatever you need to do, whatever worked for you last year at LSU, we going to implement here. And I also think that's what the Bears did not do for Caleb Williams. They have him under the center all the time and not having – you got all these weapons. Spread them out. Let him hit the guy. It's playing zone, and the man, if it's man, everybody covered up, he either can throw it away or he can run because he does have some athleticism. And I don't think that's what the Bears are doing. Granted, Keenan Allen is out, but how do you like Jayden Daniels, man? I think he's balling these. I mean, the Bengals are down, but they, like we said earlier, they always start slow. They haven't punted in 2 weeks. And Jayden Daniels is balling, man. So how you feel about Jayden so far these first 3 games? Make it real quick.
Well, I am going to make it quick. Young Bull's playing with swag. That's exactly what it is. Every time you put on the highlight reel, he's jamming, he's moving, he's playing comfortably. And everything you said is 100% right compared to not even just Caleb, Bryce Young, my guy Trevor. These guys they're not being set up right. If they're not ready for this moment, put a vet in. Or dumb it down and take as much pressure as you can off these quarterbacks. Right. Even Patrick Mahomes coming out. Did he come out cooking? Yes. But Andy Reid kept it real simple for him where he said, even Mahomes, he was like, I really didn't even know how to read defenses.
Right.
You know? And then now he's starting to learn how to read defenses and he's starting to take it over because he came out balling and then they switched up coverages on him and Tyreek Hill going in that cover too. And it was hard for him because he was so used to pushing the ball down the field. And so now
even Andy Reid went back to Texas Tech to see what worked for him and then brought it back to KC and implemented it in his offense, mixed it with a mixture of Texas Tech with him, with what worked for him, and then, all right, took concepts from Texas A&M, all right, I'm going to put my little, you know what I mean, my little works into that Andy Reid, and then with Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback you see today. So, like, I just think these offensive coordinators get so set in their ways. We're going to do it my way or the highway, but you're not setting up your team or even the quarterback up for success, man.
Facts. Definitely. Yeah, man. Young boy, keep balling. I mean, just lose to us, but it'll be all right. You might just run around on us too, though.
All right, do your thing. Go ahead.
Oh, my picks. All right, man. It's some real good games. I got 3 picks, and then I got my upset.
Okay.
I got,
but don't do your upset. Don't do your upset till we both get there. Don't do your upset.
Right. I got the Vikings over the Packers.
Ooh.
While the Packers have been playing well, I just think that, man, listen, man, that Flores is he gonna end up getting a head coaching job again. The way he's scheming up these defenses against these teams that he's going against, I think that he's gonna be like, hold up, young ball. Let me slow y'all down. Let me slow y'all down. So I think the Vikings is going to beat the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
While we just gave young boy some love, I think the Cardinals is about to come out and beat the Commanders because
Oh,
Kyler is playing better. Kyler's playing better. I got the Cardinals over the Commanders,
okay.
and then I got the Rams over the Bears. Listen, I counted the Rams out,
Oh,
and
against the Niners,
man,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
McVay got. He said, "Man, listen, I don't give a damn who out there. My scheme is my scheme. Guys
Yeah.
gonna be open. Shout out to Tutu
Right.
Atwell. Okay, that
Right.
boy was cooking.
Who you got for the game tomorrow night?
Oh, I got the Cowboys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's Daniel Jones. It's
Okay.
okay. Micah scares him.
Okay. Now, I got a few games I'm looking forward to. I want to see how the Eagles rebound, even though in a crappy game, but how they rebound against the Bucks after losing that playoff game
But they ain't gonna have none of their receivers.
back in Tampa. Is Devontae out too?
He out too. But hey, hold on. They got Jahan Dotson. That's what Highway the Genius gave him. And then hold on. I was getting killed because I called Jalen Hurts uh, the best 1-2 running back tandem with him and Saquon, and y'all say he's a top 3 quarterback. Sometimes you got to figure it out. That's what the greats do. Josh Allen ain't got nobody. Mahomes was winning games with no receivers. So if y'all say he's this top 3 quarterback and he
Right.
ain't a running back,
I got you. I'm looking forward to that game. I'm also looking forward to see how the Jets bounce back after their Thursday night win, having a couple days off, see if they can still keep it rolling against the Broncos after Broncos come off a blowout win this past weekend
upset win.
against the Texans. Also, the last game I'm looking forward to is also what you said too, is the Vikings versus Green Bay. Does Jordan Love come back this week? They're saying he's got a good chance to come back. Malik Willis has been playing well enough for them to keep winning.
So don't rush it.
Yeah, while Jordan, exactly. It's MCL, to knee. I would keep him out of this game, win or lose. I would even keep him out next game if we have to. But we'll get to upset picks in a minute. But yes, I do have the Cowboys as well, with Dakota playing against the NFC East. He has owned NFC East since he's been playing his previous 8 years in the NFL. So I think Dallas goes in there and gets a much needed win to build some confidence and gets an NFC East win tomorrow night. So
Definitely.
Who do you have for your upset pick this weekend? If we pick the same one, I'm gonna be tight.
Nah, we not. Because I'm nervous about saying it.
Oh, because I'm nervous about saying it.
Bro, I got the Ravens beating the Bills.
Ooh. Ooh.
Beating the Bills.
Why are you scared to say that one now?
Because the Ravens been looking like some dookie, and the Bills been keyed and locked in. But I think that the Ravens are going to be able to stop that run, and then they're going to try to strap them the receivers. They're going to play tight man coverage, and they're going to say, "Josh Allen, you're going to have to beat me."
So I don't think they're going to play too much man, knowing that Josh can run the ball, though.
Yeah, they'll go to that. You know what? I'm sorry. It will be. See, they were playing a softer coverage zone, and that's what it was killing them. But then now, I guess they're playing a little bit tighter. I guess they're still gelling with that DC. But yeah, that's my upset. Got the Ravens over the Bills.
Okay, I'm gonna make this real quick because we gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go on a limb, not just because they won last week, but this man is returning back to the team that drafted him. Even though they're playing at home, I think the Panthers get a win over the Bengals. That's my upset pick.
You know, but I'm not shocked at that though.
But look,
I'm not shocked at it.
This is why I'm saying it. The spread should be a little bit bigger. They're only 4-point dogs. Dogs. So that tells you something. So I'm going to pick. I'm going with the Panthers this week. Might even put a piece of chain. Chain on man.
Yeah.
Man. So that's where I'm going. I'm going with the Panthers this week. I lost my pick last week. A little upset about that. With the Panthers going out on a limb with them. Andy Dalton, Big Red against his team, the Cincinnati Bengals. Hey, like we always say, people appreciate y'all joining us, especially everybody on live making their comments. Dev, and Chris. We appreciate y'all, everybody else that joined. I also saw my guy Austin, one of my other athletes that I coach. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next week. Jared, anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, my only hit that I had last week was Jalen Hurts threw an interception. That was my only cash out. I got a field goal.
Hey, yo, like my guy used to say, Marty Mars, see you when I see you. Peace.
Mm-hmm.